Guys, I went to sleep for the 3 hours that I went to sleep, and I had a dream. I had a prophetic dream, and you cannot make this up, because I can't remember the whole dream, but what I remember about it was we were on the Zoom call. We were on the Zoom call last night. And in the Zoom call, I went to another dimension. Guys, I love how God confirms his word. I love how God confirms his word. Wow, Kelly said I ended up seeing JFK's face in my dream. Yes, the Lord showed me JFK's face in a vision not too long ago in 9/11. So I think the things about JFK and what really happened to him are going to be exposed. But back to last night in the dream I had. So, who was it? I think Nina had given a word that, I think it was Nina, that I would go to dimensions and I would come back and teach other people how to do that. In this dream, that's what happened. And it was everyone on the Zoom call. So we were on the Zoom call. It was like I wanted to get away from someone, right? So I went to another dimension, and everyone in the Zoom call went to that dimension with me. After I went, then everybody else went. And I was just like, Daddy God, you cannot make this stuff up. Because God always confirms his word. And just like yesterday before the Zoom call, I was telling you guys on the Zoom call that I knew a portal had opened up while we were praying last night. Me and a brother and sister in Christ. And it was the same portal that had opened up a few days before that. And I had saw with my eyes closed, guys, still in my body. My eyes closed, still in my body. I guess you would call it a vision, right? But I knew I was standing on the side of my bed, and I was holding a dog. I saw it with my eyes closed, me still being in my body, guys, not astral projecting, but I saw a vision of me standing there, and I felt me there, if that makes sense. I felt me there, and I was holding this dog. And I said to the people who I was praying with, like this is happening right now. Like, I see myself standing on the side of my bed, right? I didn't tell them about the dog. I completely left out the dog. And then one of them says, well, why do I see a dog? I cannot make that up. That was definitely a portal. There's a portal in that specific place. And last night, I felt the portal open up. And I felt the reverential fear of the Lord while we were praying. Guys, some supernatural things are about to happen. I know it might be hard to understand or weird, but brace yourself. So now you're wondering why some people are not fully delivered and can't get deliverance. It's because their soul is in another realm, in a different dimension. And what the Lord showed was and I don't know if you guys remember this, a while ago, he said that he'll teach me about dimensions and time travel. And he also told me quantum physics. But what he's showing me is that there's different dimensions in the earth. A piece of your soul can be in another dimension, living a whole life. Guys, hear me out. Hear me out. A piece of your soul can be in another dimension, living a whole life. You know how these Freemasons do movies about stuff that we don't know, but they access the realms illegally through Nephilim, so they do know? Think about Spider-Man in the multiverse, right? There's different dimensions. So the enemy can have your fragmented soul in complete torment because he made a contract with it, because there was no one guarding that piece of your soul. Your soul can be in another dimension constantly doing something. Like, let's say someone has a problem with eating. So in that dimension, your soul is constantly eating. Now here on earth, you're binding, you're rebuking, you're not knowing why you're not getting deliverance from the spirit of gluttony. It's because that piece of your fragmented soul is coming to an agreement with it in another dimension. Guys, if this is too much for you, raise your hand if you're not understanding what I'm saying. If you I don't want you guys to choke on this.
No, no, we got it.
Keep going.
See, it's a lot more to what we just see. This is so blah. And people really live in a matrix because they have no idea what's going on. And they wonder why they can't get deliverance from certain things. It's because certain parts of their soul has been fragmented, and they're in agreement against their will in another realm, if that makes sense. Because remember, your soul is your will and your emotions. Like, people wonder, well, I want to stop doing this. Why can't I stop doing this? Because if you have trauma and abuse and your soul has been fragmented because of it, remember I told you guys that the enemy can hold on to trauma and abuse. That's why that demon is still there and you need healing from it. Now, the Lord has been giving me revelation of why. Because the enemy used that trauma and abuse, that fragmented pieces of your soul, and made a contract with it.